What are human rights?
Human rights, they're a series of, not privileges, but just rights that people as human beings have, and they're there to protect them.
Human rights are the rights of freedom that every person have in the world.
Human right, I don't know, that's something that human beings inherit.
I think human rights are basic and naturally given rights and freedoms to every individual in the world.
Human rights are the basic promises that are given to us when we are born, and they last all through our life, and they ensure that we're treated equal.
They're rights of every human. Wait. They're like every person has them. They're given to them by government. Yes. Okay.
Human rights are the privileges that are granted to humans and guaranteed to people.
Well, they're the rights of humans. It's what the rights we have, I guess.
Everyone has human rights, I believe. I would hope so. I have human rights, you have human rights, our school, everyone in the school has human rights. Yeah.
Human people, all humans.
All human beings.
Human rights are granted to every person, every individual, and it's like regardless of your race, your age, your religion, your gender, anything. Like it's given to every individual in the world.
Everyone has human rights. Except if you break a law, those rights can be restricted.
Every human. I mean, if you're living, you got rights.
I believe that every person should have human rights and rights that are acknowledged by others.
Humans have human rights, like freedom of speech. We have freedom of speech. We have rights, and those are human rights.
A lot. There are many human rights.
30.
Around 30, 40, something like that.
I'm pretty sure there's like 30 like universal human rights, but I think that there's like 10 specific basic human rights.
I don't know. Sorry. I don't know. Who knows?
A ton. I don't know how many, but like they're in the Constitution. You find them in other places. It's just, you know.
I believe that there are many human rights.
Well, there's a lot. Like freedom of speech, like I mentioned. Freedom of press. All the constitutional stuff.
They could be, most of them, well, a lot of them are part of the Constitution, like freedom of speech and religion, and, you know, freedom to protest, and yeah.
The rights to education, the right to have a place where to live, the right to have a job, the right to freedom of expression. I don't know what else.
The right of life. No slavery. No torture. What else? No, I was gonna say freedom of speech, but I'm not sure.
So some human rights are freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and the fact that every individual is born equal and free.
Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, freedom of thought, right to remain silent. Is right to remain silent one? I don't know. Yeah, right to remain silent.
Like freedom of speech and freedom of press and, you know, liberty and freedom. It's just
The right to speech, the right to live, and the right to practice different religions.
free of speech, right to press.
I think the most important right to me is freedom of speech, because I could voice my opinion and hopefully make the world a better place.
Where I have two that are kind of tight, I would say, the right to education and freedom of expression. Because I think if you have the freedom of expression, you can speak up or bring up your concerns. And education is important also, and to not to be lived on the darkness, I would say.
The right to free movement, right of life.
Personally, the most important right to me is probably freedom of speech, because it gives me like the ability to talk about and stand up to things that aren't right and talk about like my decision and my personal feelings on a certain topic.
Probably freedom of thought, because freedom of like speech and expression is kind of like bundled into freedom of thought. Those are the ones I know, and I think it just like it represents how like we are free to think whatever we want in our society, and we're not like controlled, and it just shows that we can be our own person.
Freedom. I think that it's important that every human has their own.
The right to free speech is most important to me because I find it necessary that every person should have a voice and opinion on topics.
Freedom of speech, because I like to speak my mind. I like to talk and be able to talk about things that I want to talk about.
Wait, Chester, how many human rights are there? How many human rights are there? Beautiful. Chester, what's the most important human right? Very insightful. Thank you very much. What is the most important human right to you? Hey, you don't run away. Hello? Yeah?
I'm bro, he's
Did you get Kaylee's signature already?
You are so I don't think you get creeped out. You're getting political, Chester.
I might have got your lice. Maybe I got your lice.
Oh, I just... Chester, what is the most
moments have